我们首先敬礼传承祖师。
First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus.
了明和尚。
Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming.
上家正空上师。
Homage to Master Sakya 真空。
16大法王卡玛巴。
Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dubten Tarji.
我们敬礼今天的护摩祖尊。
Homage to the main deity of Homa today.
长寿如来。
The longevity Buddha Amitayus. Homage to Ushnisha Vijaya. And to Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, Vajrapani Bodhisattva. Homage to White Tara.
我们敬礼坛城三宝。
Homage to the three jewels of the altar.
遥指金母，诸佛菩萨。
To Golden Mother, all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakinis, and divinities of the heavenly realms. 师母，图登悉地，仁波切，all Dhamma masters, Dhamma educators, Dhamma teachers, Dhamma lecturers, Dhamma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, and all disciples here and over the internet, and our participating VIPs today are the Madam to Ambassador Daniel Liao, the Republic of Taiwan's rep to Sweden and Norway, Dhamma Sister Judy. The Council of Diamond City, Mr. Tsai Wang-chun. From Academia Sinica of Taiwan, Professor Zhu Ziyi and Mrs. Tu. And the office manager of the Ma Wen-jin legislator, Mr. Huang. The former chief secretary of Taiwan government, Mr. Zheng Peifu and Mrs. Zheng. Law advisors to Buddha Foundation, Ms. Jennifer Zhou and Mr. Lu Wenxiang, and members of the Buddha School Scholars Group and Medical Group. General Manager of the GE Enterprise, Mr. Wu.
木雕艺术家简正新先生
and the wood sculptor Mr. Jian.
华航功德会总会长及大圆满90
The president of the Worldwide Lotus Light Charity Society and the producers for the Great Perfection Dharma, Lamdre and Sutra Perfect Enlightenment, Master Lian Yue, and the host, Miss Dharma Sister Peiju.
My sister 卢胜梅女士 My sister 卢国英女士 and husband. 中天电视台给你点上心灯节目制作人
and the producers for the Illuminating Your Heart program at CTI TV, Dharma Sister Rebecca Shiachi.
台中宝业同修会
and gratitude to Bao Yue chapter of Taichung for the donation of 180. No, it's 108,000. And then from Hong Kong, Dharma brother owed 100,000 NT dollars. And from Malaysia, Dharma sister Tan, 100,000 NT dollars. And from Miaoli, the Longchen Enterprise, also 100,000 NT dollars. Good afternoon, everyone. How do you do?
Thank you for coming. Good afternoon. Konnichiwa. Sawadika. Kamsahamnida. Cảm ơn. Selamat siang. Selamat petang. Sawaji. Toiji. Mesh. Moku. 大家好。
How do you do, everyone?
今天呢，先看到这个很多人打斋啊。
Today, there are many people donating for food.
这个钱呢。
So this makes me think about money.
99%的事情。
99% of things can be resolved using money.
1%的事情要用更多的钱。
And the remaining 1%, you need more money to resolve it.
这个
So today,
很多筹款，很多在筹款。
has lots of fundraising.
我们也想像那个中委会，
So,
要建这个办公室。
like the True Buddha Foundation is
也要建办公室。
building an office for True Buddha Foundation.
硕士的研究所。
And we will also build a building for the research center for like master's degree, the graduate school, that you are able to obtain PhD or master's degree at this graduate school. And the way the Buddhist school it's like a private school, which is the diplomas are given by True Buddha School and not the Ministry of Education. But this graduate school in the future will be recognized by the Ministry of Education. So we will have to choose a location, and we will hire the professors and just the regular professors as well as about Buddhism to join this True Buddha School graduate school. And then they would give master's degree, and in the future we'll see whether there'll be the PhD's degree as well. And like I said earlier, this also needs money. As I said, 99% of problems can be resolved with money. And then the remaining 1% can be resolved with more money. It's all about money. And then the TP Boye, which is the True Buddha Prajna Wisdom Repository. So we need the support from the members. And then this graduate school, we also need your support and donations. Our True Buddha School Research Center, graduate school. So we need to buy a piece of land and to build the school. And we need to hire professors, instructors. Simply outline. First, we need to have the fundraising team or the planners committee, planning committee. So we need to elect someone to become the key person in this planning committee. So True Buddha School will realize it step by step. We'll have the master's degree and then a doctorate degree, and then in the future perhaps it will include kindergarten, elementary school, junior high school, and senior high school. Do we still have junior high school now? But in the past we do. And then we have bachelor's degree, master's degree, and doctorate degree, step by step. Then we will have a Buddhist group with educational arm to it. So we are very optimistic about it. And the True Buddha Prajna Wisdom Repository, TP Boye, is also very important. And what else is more important? Oh, I have a point that I told Professor Mai. Now it's 2019, and in 2020 we'll have a presidential election. And Mai Yun Huang, Professor Mai, and Mr. Han Guoyu were classmates. And after Grandmaster giving blessings to Mr. Han, and when he offered the hatha of green tara to Grandmaster, Grandmaster gave him a blessing. And I saw green tara entering into his body. And then I saw that green tara's retinue were all around Mr. Han, helping him. And Mr. Han has been a mayor of Kaohsiung City for 3 months. He had he's not in the position to leave Kaohsiung City. But I have a suggestion. If Mr. Han Guoyu go for the presidential election, and if he's elected, then there's one thing he could do to take care of the Kaohsiung people is to move the presidential palace from Taipei to Kaohsiung. Then he would not be indebted to Kaohsiung City. He could say that if I'm elected to be the president, then I will move the presidential palace from the Taipei to Kaohsiung. Only this way he could calm and comfort the people of Kaohsiung City. Right?
这就有了立场啊，因为他没有立场离开高雄市长，他才当选3个月。
Because he didn't have any reasons to run for the president, because he's just been a mayor of Kaohsiung for 3 months, and so he's not in position to run for the president. But if he said that he would move all the presidential government to Kaohsiung, then the Kaohsiung City will become the Dragon City. I don't know if this idea will work or not. However, this is the way. So, this is how to placate the people of Kaohsiung. And I often said, when you vote, you should vote for someone who is a populist, who loves the people, the common people, who is willing to listen to the people. Only this kind of people are qualified to be a president. You're together with the people, and the people will follow you. But the further away you are from the hearts of the people, then you will not be supported. But the closer you are to the people, then you will be supported, because you love the people. And you can show your own heart. It's the same in our Buddhist studies. If you're highly reverent or respectful toward the Buddhas, then the Buddhas will definitely give you responses. So that's the concept of a spiritual response. So in election, you should vote for those who love the people, the common people. I found the air still polluted today in central and south Taiwan. Every time it's always the central and southern Taiwan. Sometimes also in North Taiwan, the whole western part of Taiwan. I've talked about this for so many months, and I've been talking about it ever since I came back, and in 1.5 months we'll return to Seattle. But the air pollution has not been resolved. I live in Taichung, and the air quality there has not been resolved. And doesn't matter. Nobody listen to us. Are you waiting for the True Buddha School students to sit in the City Hall of Taichung or Taipei? For them, of course, we will not do that, but we hope that the high officials would listen to the voices of the people. So you want us, the people living in central or southern Taiwan, to suffer from the tuberculosis or lung diseases or lung cancers, or the sinus allergy and bronchitis. Now I started to suffer from it again, and it's due to the poor air quality. So in our spiritual cultivation, we use our most sincere and respectful mind and heart in our humility and reverence to respect, to pay homage to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. And for sure they will come to bless you, to give you blessings. So at that time when Mr. Han Kuo-yi offered hatha to me, and I hanged the hatha on his neck, and I used my right palm to touch the top of his head, and I generated huge power to bless him. I could feel the blessings through my arms all the way to his body. Now that he's doing really well and also love the people, so that's the good fortune of the Kaohsiung city. And in the future, many people support him to run for presidency. And once he becomes the president, I hope that he can maintain this spirit, that he could serve the people and love the people. And at the same time, he should also care for his health, because he looks frail and skinny and stooping. So he should watch for his ulcer stomach, because at this age he should have gained a little weight, but he's not. So he must have problems with his digestive systems. And it looked like he does not have enough sleep. Sometimes on the news, he has red eyes. So he has to sleep enough. And he has to take care of his digestive systems and pay attention to his diet. And when he walks, he should lift up his head and stand erect, just like a military man. He was also in the military before. So, as a soldier, you have to stand erect, should not stoop, and you should look ahead. So, Professor Mai, you could tell him this. Tell him that you have to have the right position. And Mr. Wu Tun-yi visited us several times, and he said that he's still going to visit. So he urged Mr. Han Kuo-yi, which is good, rather than just loving the city, a city of Kaohsiung, you can love a country of Taiwan. So maybe Taiwan would become very strong and you could love the whole world. So in the future, you can also love the whole world, so that all Taiwanese can live in peace, healthful, and a perfect life. So the longevity trinity are the longevity Buddha, White Tara, and Ushnisha Vijaya. So these three deities are considered to be the longevity trinity. And longevity Buddha is an emanation of Amitabha Buddha. Amitayus is an emanation of Amitabha. And Ushnisha Vijaya is the bright radiance of Sakyamuni Buddha's Unisha, or the top knot. She has three faces. The first face represents Ushnisha Vijaya. The other face represents the compassion of Avalokitesvara. And the third face represents the Dharma power of Vajrapani. So Dharma power, compassion, and Ushnisha Vijaya's wisdom combined to become Ushnisha Vijaya. And White Tara is also truly compassionate. When Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva dropped 2 drops of tears, one transformed to become green Tara, and the other drop transforms to become White Tara. And the Dharma powers are tremendous. See, the other day when Mr. Han Kuo-yi made an offering of green Tara Hatha to me, and then I hang the Hatha on his neck and give him blessings. At those times, there were no followers of Mr. Han. Just city council that followed him or went with him, who also offered Hatha. And then our disciple, which is the Kaohsiung Council, and nobody else. But by the blessings of the Green Tara, on April 8th, 2018, I give him the blessings. He was quite unpopular then. We just dined together at a small table, and Mr. Han Kuo-yi and 1 or 2 others. So at this time, I saw him to be kind of sick. Huh? Kind of downcast, like nobody. You know, that was April 8th last year, and now it's March 18th. You know, not even 1 year, and he's already running for the president in less than 1 year. I watched it in the TV. There was a TV anchor that said, "It's so strange, Mr. Han Kuo-yi. he was always being cornered to the sideways. And in less than 1 year, people are already, he's become very popular that people want him to run for the presidency. It was truly very strange, very interesting, but actually not so strange because he has love. He has love for the people. And that's why he came out. He becomes stronger. So Usnisha Wijaya and Vaituruttara are compassionate with wisdom and with Dharma power. So the longevity Buddha, Amitayus, is also very compassionate. Let me teach you a visualization. Visualize him to sit on top of your heads. And the red lotus, and then the lotus stalk entered your head from the apex and connect with the central channel. A white Tara is fine too. She sits on top of a white lotus with 7 eyes. She's also referred as a 7-eyed Buddha mother. And the lotus stalk is stuck into the central channel from the top of your head. Or you can also visualize Usnisha Wijaya, the same, the lotus stalk entering into your central channel. So from the deity above your head, the longevity rays connecting to your central channel and dripping this nectar into your central channel all over your body and fill your whole body. Or you can visualize White Tara or Usnisha Wijaya, all the same. Once you receive the longevity nectar, naturally you would live a long life. And if you have problems with your body, like your heart, and you pray sincerely, and you pray that your nectar will fill your whole body and to eradicate the sicknesses from your body. And you can pray using simple words. So the prayers are extremely important in Tantrayana, especially in Catholicism too, in Christianity too. They're all about prayers. All the same, we need to learn to pray. Or the supplication prayer, with reference you pray to the longevity Buddha, to White Tara, with sincere and respect you pray to Usnisha Wijaya, and they will definitely come. Because longevity Buddha, Amitayus, is Amitabha Buddha. And Usnisha Wijaya is the top knot of Sakyamuni Buddha. And White Tara is the tear of the most compassionate Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. So they are serving and loving the people. So you make offering of your heart to the longevity Trinity. So those who become primary supplicants today are very fortunate. You use your heart to offer to the longevity Trinity. When you pass by the empowerment banner, you pray for the nectar to enter into your body. And naturally, the Dharma flow would enter into your body, and you would feel joyous in your body and mind, and your sicknesses and pains would be alleviated. So you can eradicate sicknesses. Grandmaster once conduct a ceremony, a special ceremony, to demonstrate the great transcendental power to cure sicknesses. At the Hong Kong football stadium, once I conducted the Guru Padmasambhava grand ceremony. And during the ceremonies, someone that were bound to wheelchair for 3 years could stand up and walk and run. So that was a miracle. He was bound to a wheelchair, and on the spot he could walk and run. Now there was no football stadium there in Hong Kong anymore. It's still there? Oh, it was being rebuilt, but it's still there. So when we conducted ceremony there were many miracles. And many sicknesses were eradicated, disappeared. We often encounter many miracles like this. When you offer your body and mind completely, and because the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas served and loved the people, they naturally would grant you power, and then there would be many miracles experienced. Someone bound to a wheelchair could run like this, immediately on the spot, right then, there and then, right then and there. And the reporters interviewed them because that was a miracle, and many other miracles too. However, I had to suffer for making those miracles. I had to take them over on my body. So I could not sleep for 3 days and nights. I could not eat for 3 days and nights. When the smell of rice, even the smell of rice would make me vomit. So I couldn't eat. So I only drank the watermelon juice. So at each meal I just drank a glass of watermelon juice. But as soon as we completed the ceremony, as we got down, I could eat a bowl of noodle right away. So for 3 days and nights, I was befuddled. I was like in a daze. So what happened? So I was taking over the karma 3 days and 3 nights. And I dreamt of being ran over by cars, hit by the cars. I fell from high rises, and I was drowning in the river and died in the water, burned by the fire, hit by the cars, fell down from high rises. There were so many visions of death or dyings. We have the Aqua restaurant in Taichung. When I saw it, I thought, of the signs of death. All visions of death or dying appeared in front of my eyes. As soon as I closed my eyes, I was hit by cars, or I fell off of high buildings, or fell off a cliff, or drowned in the river, or burned in the fire. So after 3 days and 3 nights, I conducted the Guru Padmasambhava ceremony, and my 2 arms, I felt as if I was floating. If there had been a stone in front of me, I may have tumbled. But good thing I could complete it. I could complete the ceremony. And I give empowerment, I confer the empowerment using the divine duster. So I sweep them around the ceremonial hall. And interestingly, there was a witness. Master Lian Man has a relative in Hong Kong, and their son had a tumor on his head, and he joined the ceremony. And with the sweep of the divine duster, he didn't feel anything. After he got home, after he slept a night, the next morning, the growth disappeared. The tumor disappeared. Do you still remember? So, like the nephew of Master Lian Man, there was a growth that's so visible on his head, and by attending the ceremony and receiving the empowerment, and after a night, the next morning, it disappeared, and many sicknesses were all cured. So if you have such sincerity and reverence, then the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas will be responsive. So I especially like to remind you today, Ushnisha Wijaya, Right Tara, and Amitayus Tathagata to send it from the sky and give us empowerments. And in a moment, during the empowerment, please remember to pray to them. And whichever part of your body that's sick, and you offer your whole body and mind to the Longevity Trinity, and pray that by their compassion, that all of my disciples who are sick can become healthy and live a long life. So let me form the mudras of these 3 deities. Amitayus, Ushnisha Wijaya, Right Tara. The first one was Amitayus Buddha's mudra, and the second mudra belongs to Ushnisha Wijaya, and it's called the Stupa mudra. Stupa mudra. Stupa meaning pagoda. And the third mudra is the same as the mudra of Golden Mother. That's the mudra of white Tara, the same as green Taras too. And the mantras: That's the heart mantra of the longevity Buddha. The mantra of Ushnisha Vijaya. The mantra of longevity Buddha. Amitayus. That was the mantra of Ushnisha Vijaya. That was the mantra of White Tara. So the mantras of longevity Trinity, Amitayus, or the longevity Buddha, Ushnisha Vijaya, and White Tara. And this a mantra of Ushnisha Vijaya that says Om Brum Soha. Why do we have this mantra? This is the mantra that we often recite. Om Brim, Om Brim, Om Brim. But in terms of Ushnisha Vijaya, it is Om Brum Soha. And it eventually became Om Blin, Om Blin, Om Blin. So at the end of our practice, we often recite Om Blin. Actually, that's the same as Ushnisha Vijaya's Om Brum. But how come it became Om Blim? Because Master Profang taught me to chant it as Om Blim. So that's why there's a lineage in here, Om Blim. But in Ushnisha Vijaya's Buddha mothers, it became Om Brum Soha. I have taught about their Dharma before. As you look at the longevity Buddha, his characteristic is his body is red. He's holding the nectar vase. And Ushnisha Vijaya is holding the cross scepter in front of her chest or bosom. 3 faces. One is white. Ushnisha Vijaya to the front is the color of Ushnisha Vijaya, and Vajrapani is blue, and Avalokiteswara is yellow, right? The colors of Ushnisha Vijaya. Let me see. Hongse. 看，这是黄的。
尊胜婆母是观世音菩萨金刚手菩萨与尊胜婆母三者合一。
Ushnisha Vijaya is the union of Avalokiteswara Vajrapani and Ushnisha Vijaya in union. So it's the union of compassion, wisdom, and Dharma power. It's an emanation of the top knot of Sakyamuni Buddha. The frontal face is white, and then yellow, and then blue. So I was right. White, yellow, and blue. The union of 3 deities. And she has 8 arms. many arms, right? Yeah, 8 arms. And Ushnishawijaya was also called the Vajra to subdue Mara. Ushnishawijaya has great power to eradicate afflictions, karma, and all sufferings, and can attain the mind of Bodhisattva, and you will not suffer from the obstructions of afflictions and sicknesses, and the mantra can break into the hells, the Yama King, and if you're short-lived, you can live a long life, can expand your lifespan. So Ushnishawijaya has great power. And about White Tara, you can read the book on the precious sword of a yogi. And it includes the precepts for Tantrayana, and they were all spoken by the White Tara. So today, let me talk a little bit about Lamdre. On each of the continuum of methods and wisdom, the man, with his ambrosia in the form of luminous light, travel in his central channel to merge with his top knot, and the same for the woman. In this way, the man and woman are mindful solely on the 5 bodies and attain fruition with self-mastery. In this way, the continuum of methods and wisdom, it needs 3 moments to purify the continuum of pure wisdom. Each requires 1 moment to purify for a total of 7 moments. One need not be concerned about the chi entering, abiding, or exiting, and about deciding on the 4 seats. The Vajra experiences bliss due to the mindless or non-discerning poise. The wave is blissful due to the continuum of mindfulness or discerning, and the solidity is due to the merging into the non-discerning nature of the Vajra. The sensation experience is not necessarily the same, but whatever arises should be maintained at will. So this is all about natural. So in this Dhamma practice, the yogi and yogini transport their luminosity to the apex, to the top knot. And the same for the woman. And moments, which is like a split second, there is no need to do anything specific or to force anything. Everything just comes naturally. There are many sensations experienced, but they're not always the same. For example, the Vajra becomes indestructible. The waves, the so-called waves, is the power of the mind. The Vajra wave continues it, extending it. And the solidity, the extreme robustness, your body becomes indestructible, becomes very solid. So the sensation experience is not necessarily the same, but whatever arises should be maintained at will. And that means everything comes naturally. There's no need to enter the qi to make it abide inside the body, to exhale it. There's no need to do any of those. Just be natural. Simply said, just be natural. And then all you have to do is to move the luminosity, the radiance to the top of the head. So this is the continuum of methods and wisdom. Methods are the man, wisdom is the woman. And the man and the woman in the continuum. That's what it meant. The nurse was really bad at doing the IV, and he was going to give an injection, but it missed, and the patient kept sleeping, so she pulled it out and pushed and injected again from head to toe. And then did you think I was dead? That you stick the needle from head to toe, and the nurse ran away. And yet the doctor, the head of the dean of the hospital, praised her that congratulations, you finally woke up a person who's been in coma for 8 years. So this is a miracle. I hope that the longevity Trinity will give us miracles. 公司发年终奖金，妻子赖了2句英文给我。这个字怎么发音呢？Need just word. The wife got some bonus from the company, and there are 2 English sentences. And so she wrote these 2 sentences of English. Need just word. Word is word. To the husband, and the husband's English was not so good, so he could not understand it and could not check it on the computer, so he asked the wife. And the wife said, you should pronounce it using Chinese. Yours is mine. Mine is mine. It sounded like that. Need. Just. Word. Has word. 我的还是我的。这是妻子本身的私心啊，妻子本身的。So that's the selfishness of the wife. 佛菩萨本身都没有私心。But Buddhas and Bodhisattvas have no ego. 很简单讲一句话，菩萨2个字。Simply said, Bodhisattva means sacrifice. Like today, people congratulated me for becoming a monk for 33 years. The anniversary is today. But I feel the worst today. You know why? Because from today on, I cannot go to the nightclub anymore. So I feel upset. So I sacrifice myself. When I was a survey officer, I drink wine every day. People store water in their water bottle. I store wine. I drink alcohol 365 days a year. But after I shave my hair, I really feel bad. I really felt bad because I could not drink alcohol anymore. I could not go to the nightclubs anymore. See how big my sacrifice was? So that's why this is the saddest day for me. Really, in the military, there was the team leader called Chuan Mingsi. He came here one time and he asked me, Grandmaster Lu, do you still drink now? And I said, no, not long ago. I've suffered for 33 years from lack of alcohol. See, I have sacrificed myself for 33 years. I'm still enduring from it. The guru who ordained me was the great master Guo Xian from Sa Tian of Hong Kong, Hui Chun Temple, Hui Chun Si Temple. The great master Hui Guo Xian. And Master Changzi and Master Changren were also ordained by the great master Guo Xian. That's why the two of them are the elderlies of True Buddha School, are the elders of True Buddha School. One time, so we went to eat out and he forgot his denture, and there was a kind old lady that said, well, I have many at home, why don't you come and try one? And sure enough, when she opened the drawer, there are a pair of dentures, and he picked a few, and it's quite a fit. It fits well, it fit well. So, and then he finished the nice meal, and then he cleansed the denture and returned it to the lady and kept saying, oh, it worked really well. And curiously asked, so is your husband a dentist? And the lady was very shy and said, my husband was the one who collects the ash at the crematorium. So he collected many dentures from the cremations. So what a coincidence. When I went to India, I would see there was like a white cloth, and there was like a mound, like a hill of teeth or dentures. And there are many Indians that would pick and try. And if it doesn't fit, they try another one. And if they find one that fits, then they pay it. So in India, there are also some people who sell dentures. If we have this in Taiwan, there would be a business, because it doesn't exist in Taiwan. Like you, at the night market, you buy lots of dentures from India. And who knows? Because you need a lot of money to make a denture, right? You just find one that would fit and just adjust it lightly, and it would fit. So if you miss one or two or three teeth, it's a good business. Who wants to do it? No, we don't have this in Taiwan. So you can have it here, or things that we have in Taiwan, you can move it to other countries. Like what Mr. Han Kuo-yi said, that when people come and products go, then the people of Kaohsiung would get rich. Hey, that was mine. And he used it. I said in Taiwanese, this is the sutra of business. As I step out my front door, I met our Guan Yin Bodhisattva, and Buddhas to the right, Buddhas to the left, Buddhas in the front, Buddhas at the back, and then all Buddhas, and they all come and buy my products. So people come and things go out, and then we become rich. I said that, right? The sutra of selling out. So as I step out, I meet Gaulakitesvara Bodhisattva, a group of Buddhas to the north, to the east, to the west, to the south, and Buddhas everywhere. And then all my products are sold out. That's in Chinese and now in English. I see that Guan Bodhisattva. East have so many Buddha. West have so many Buddha. South have so many Buddha. North have so many Buddha. Buddha. My item also. So didn't Mr. Han Kuo-yi pick it up from me? So people come, things go out, and we become rich. He picked it up from me. So I've said this many times before. He must have heard it. I've decided that in the future if I submit my articles, I would have a pen name called Cabbage. And the reason is cabbage can be eaten in many ways, whether it's raw, pickled, in soup, or fried. It's tasty however you eat it. Second, in any situation you can maintain the color, and it's in layers, and it doesn't take too much space, protecting myself. Always fresh after a long time in any place. And it is known everywhere at any food stalls. And it's cheap and good, only $6 a kilo. That's how I am. And now this cabbage is about to eat the cabbage. Nobody laughs. It's 6:19. Let me tell you. Oh, you have to understand both Taiwanese and Chinese in order to understand. Okay? Yeah.
大妈讲，这个有一个大妈上了这个公共汽车，投了1块钱，司机说2块，大妈说是的，公共汽车很2块，2块，2块，2块，是的，2块。司机说空调车要2块，大妈回答空调车是2块。 司机又说投2块，大妈笑说不止投2块，浑身都2块。他说完了就往后走。司机说：“我告诉你，前投2块。”大妈说：“我觉得后头人少，更2块。”哎，不是台湾话跟国语的接音啊，是国语的接音。
This is the homophone, like play of words of Chinese. And the driver asked her to put in $2, but she didn't understand. So our True Buddha school, although the organization is getting better and better. In the future, we will achieve a very good infrastructure and organization. And most importantly, you need to pay attention to the precepts. So things that we should do should be done with optimism and joy, and things that should not be done, then we should not do. And do what you should, and don't do what you should not. And I hope that in the future, True Buddha School will give coolness to all True Buddha School disciples. We are truly grateful to His Holiness Precious Dharma teachings. Can I say a few words? The DPP Party Religious Department gave a note. It's DPP Party, okay, not KMT, to thank Grandmaster Lu because when Etienne went to the Linko Stadium, he offered Hatha, and I give him blessing, and now he's been elected. Wow. That's really strange. You know, at the Linko Stadium, no other government officials came from the central government. Nobody came, but this one chief secretary from the local government. And at the beginning of the ceremony, there was only Etienne, Mr. Etienne, that came. And I thought, oh, someone from the DPP party. And he wanted to offer Hatha, and of course, I would give him blessings. I am equal to all. I give blessings to whoever that came. And there was only Mr. Etienne. So I did, and I used lots of power. And that was the Nagarjuna ceremony. And Etienne came. And there were also people that represented Taoyuan but did not offer Hatha. And nobody came from the central government. But there was only Etienne that came, that was running for the legislation. And because he came, and due to his sincerity, of course, he was protected, he was blessed. And the blessing power on that day was also huge. So he made a phone call to offer his gratitude for Grandmaster's blessing that he was elected with the highest votes. Since I had such great power in my blessings, I should bless myself in the future. No, I'm not qualified to run for presidency because I'm also an American citizen. It's impossible. How could there be a monk president? Oh, Mani Padme.